Today we're just going to use a blanket as a prop. So if you need to go grab a blanket, go ahead and get that prop ready. I use kind of a thinner blanket because it's going to be rolled up and propped underneath our bodies today. Just going to give a moment for people to join. Welcome. Started. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Tracy. I'm here to teach restorative yoga today. Today we're just gonna have some space for ourselves to feel, just to feel all the things. All right. So if you can find a comfortable seat, and if you're someone who needs some blocks or something to support yourself through any stretches, please go ahead and find those. Maybe use some pillows, but for sure we will be using blankets today, just one blanket. And even if you want to prop yourself in the seat, if you tend to have short hamstrings, you can prop yourself on this blanket and just giving yourself a little bit of height here. You can sit crisscross applesauce, you can lay down, do whatever you need to do. We'll be in this position for a little bit of time. So if you need to shift around, do not hesitate to do so. Our bodies are made to be wiggly, to move. So I welcome that in today's practice. All right, so let's just settle down in your seats. I found the squeaky spot in my floor once again. So start to find your sit bones rooting down into whatever space you're rooting down into. Allow your legs to be heavy. Find that wiggle room. Imagine that your legs are comfortable, rooted down into the ground. And start to feel your lower back lifting tall towards the ceiling. And start to feel your belly lifting tall towards the ceiling. And start to feel your chest, your rib cage, lifting tall towards the ceiling. Lift your shoulders up tall towards the ceiling, up towards your ears, and slowly shift them down and back. Let them relax. Imagine your neck growing tall and long. Maybe you find a little wiggle here in your head, drawing the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Imagining your spine stacked on top of itself in a very comfortable, natural position. Maybe you find a gentle tuck of the chin in towards your chest, just to give a little bit of a stretch in the back of your neck. Bring your palms open towards the ceiling. And if you can, close your eyes. Or if that doesn't work for you, gaze towards something, maybe a foot in front of you. And let your eyelids feel heavy. Open your mouth wide and close. Open your mouth wide. Wiggle your jaw from side to side. And close. One more time. Open your mouth wide. Jiggle your jaw from side to side. And gently close it down. Give yourself this moment to just notice where you are right now. Using your sensations besides your sight. What do you hear? What do you smell? And what do you feel? And starting to go inward, starting with the physical self, checking in with your body. We can start from the toes, noticing how the toes are feeling, what they're touching, if the air is breezing over it or if it's in some comfy socks right now. Are your toes clenched? Can you release them? Going up to the soles of the feet, to the bones of the feet, noticing where they are now. Do you feel your feet roots into the ground, feeling the support of the ground? Can you allow them to release? Up to your calves, your shin bones, noticing where they are in this time, in this space. Can they release? Up to your thighs, noticing where they are right now. Are they touching another part of your body? Are they resting on your shins, on your calves, on the ground? Allow them to be held by whatever surface that they are on. Allow them to release. Sit bones, your hips, your glutes. Where are they now? Are they rooting down into the ground? Can you let them root even farther? Release any muscles that are feeling any tension right now. up to the core. Noticing where the core is. Can you feel the fabric that touches your skin? Can you feel your breath in and out? In and out. Allow yourself to release. Since your skeleton, your bones are sitting as naturally as you need to. You have the support that you need right now. Up to the chest, noticing the constant moving of your breath here. Noticing your heart that is sheltered within. How are you feeling here? Can you find any release through your breath, through your mind? Up to the shoulders, allowing them to gently melt away from your ears. Noticing into the neck. Is it still growing towards the ceiling? How do you feel in your neck? Can you find any release there? And up into the details of your face, your jaw. Can you release your molars? Give the space between your back molars. Unclench that jaw. Are you squeezing your eyes tight? Can you release that squeeze? Allow a gentle close. Can you imagine your brows being gently swept apart, easing that space in between your brow, easing any tension there. And up into your forehead, imagining that your forehead feels melty and calm. Allow yourself to sit here in this space, just noticing for 5 breaths. And bring your hands together. Start to rub your palms together. create some heat here. We're going to place our hands onto our chests, one hand on top of the other. The front of our hearts is where we give love. So when you breathe in to your chest, feeling your hands move up and down, imagine yourself sending love to someone you know and someone you don't know, a group of people, or even to yourself. 3 full breaths here, breathing into the chest, into the belly, and releasing down. And slowly start to tuck your chin into the chest as you find that steady breath. Finding a gentle round into your neck, gentle stretch into the neck. 3 breaths here. Upper back is still rising tall, stretching, growing towards the ceiling. And slowly start to round down a little bit more, as if you're gazing towards your navel. Mid-back is rising towards the ceiling. Find your breath here, 3 breaths. And slowly start to round down completely until your forehead reaches the ground, or if you need to, you can bring your blanket forward, place that blanket under your forehead. Hands can remain onto your hearts, or you can bring your hands beside you, palms face up. We'll stay here for about 8 breaths. Knowing that the back of the heart is where we receive love. Allow your shoulders to melt down. Imagine your breath expanding such that your back expands, allowing yourself to receive love. On your next inhale, inhale as fully as you can. Find your expansion of the breath into the body. Hold your breath at top of the breath. Open mouth, let it all go. Inhale as fully as you can. Find that expansion into the body. Fill as much space as you need to. Inhale a little bit more. Hold. Open mouth, exhale it all out. One last breath. Inhale fully into the body. Find expansion. Keep on inhaling. Fill, fill, fill. Hold. Let it all go. Slowly draw your arms in front of you, long towards the top of your mat. Let your elbows lift from the mat. And slowly draw yourself up to tabletop pose. Shoulders stacked over wrists. Hips stacked over knees. We're going to just extend that back leg. Extend your right leg back and just wiggle back and forth. We did a lot of sitting on the legs. Maybe you do a nice little circle. And bring that right leg down, left leg back. Tent that foot up and just rock front to back. And find little circles. And bring yourself back to center. Flip your right fingertips towards you. Inhale, drop chest, rise. Drop belly, rise chest, gaze up. Exhale, round the back, gaze towards your navel. Press away from the ground. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale to neutral. Draw your left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, head down to center. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, down to center. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, down to center. Shift your weight into your left hand. Right fingertips forward, left fingertips back. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale to neutral spine. Draw right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, head down to center. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, down to center. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, down to center. Lean into right hand. Gently flip those left fingertips forward. Find 3 cat-cows on your own time. Maybe you want to shift from side to side. Maybe you want to press back, find more of a stretch in your shoulders. Maybe you want to press forward, find more stretch in the hips. Find what you need here. If you need to explore, allow yourself to. When you're ready, tuck your toes. Draw yourself up to downward facing dog. Allow yourself to walk your dog out. Find whatever movement you need. Deep bending of the legs, or maybe stillness. And start to bend your right leg deeply. Shift your weight into your left foot and draw your right leg slightly outside of your mat. Press your weight back towards your legs. You can find a micro bend into the legs or a deep bend into the legs, or try to start to straighten your legs out. Maybe try all three before you know what you want. And start to send that left hip away from you, imagining you gaining space in the left side of your body. Slowly start to shift that weight back into the left foot. Draw that right foot back to center. Deeply bend that left leg. Step it outside of the mat. Draw your weight back towards the back of the mat, finding that micro bend in that leg or deep bend, whatever you need here. As long as you start to draw that right hip away from you, inhaling into the right side of the body, finding length there. One more breath here. Shift the weight into the right foot, step back to center. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Slowly walk forward to the front of your mat. Feet wide here, as wide as your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up slowly, slowly, slowly to stand, as slowly as you can. Arms reach up high towards the ceiling. Inhale, draw your chest up high. Exhale, cactus your arms. Slowly draw your elbows out as wide as you can. Maybe you're bending your knees slightly. Start to round the back, chin to chest. Bring your palms behind you and start to round your backs of your hands towards each other. Inhale, rise high, arms reach up high. Draw your chest up towards the ceiling. Exhale, start to cactus those arms. Draw those elbows out wide. Start to tuck your chin to chest, round the back. Draw your palms behind you. And slowly, slowly start to draw those backs of hands towards each other. Inhale, arms reach up high one last time. Exhale, elbows out. Draw them as wide as you can down towards your hips. Start to round the back. Draw those palms behind you. Backs of hands start to sweep forward towards each other. As you're here, slowly just find that forward fold. Arms reaching down towards the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant hands, step back to plank. Knees down, lower down to the ground. Hands outside of the mat. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, left shoulder down. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, right shoulder. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, roll yourself down to the ground. Hands outside of the chest, tuck the toes. Make your way to downward dog. Stillness here, one full breath. Deeply bend into your right leg. Shift your weight into the left. Step that right leg slightly outside of your mat. And slowly start to walk yourself back towards your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Right hand be underneath your head. Left hand reaches high. Simple twist. Slowly start to reach that left hand forward in front of you. Replace it over your right hand lifts up high. Simple twists. Right hand reaches slowly in front of you. Replaces the left hand up high. Draw that hand forward. Let's do that one more time. Right hand lifts, left hand down. Start to find that hand down towards the ground. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Draw your hands forward. Find yourself back to downward dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend knees. Walk forward to the front of your mat. Feet hips width distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, draw yourself up to stand. Arms reach up high. Exhale, draw those arms out, cactus pose. Arms out to the hips. Start to round the back, backs of hands towards each other. Inhale, arms reach up high. Draw your hands behind each other, clasp the hands, draw them away and down. Bend the legs. Find your forward fold. Clasp arms should draw towards the front of the mat. If this is too much for you, you can grab opposite elbows here. Two more breaths. Allow your shoulders to relax, unwind. Start to straighten in the right leg. Tip your arms over to the left. Open your chest up to the right. One full breath here. One full breath out. Switch sides. Bend deeply in the right leg. Straighten the left leg out. Tip your hands over to the right. Gaze over the left side. One full breath in here. One full breath out. Bring yourself to center. Hands down towards your hips. Unclasp. Let your arms slide down to the ground. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant hands, step back to plank. Knees down. Lower down to the ground. Hands outside of the mat. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, left shoulder down. Inhale, up. Exhale, right shoulder. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, roll yourself down to the ground. Hands outside the chest, tuck toes, make your way to downward dog. One full breath, reset. Sit bones high here. Bend deeply into the left leg. Step it outside of the mat. And slowly start to walk yourself to your legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Left hand base under your head. Right hand lifts. Start to reach that right hand forward. Replace it over left hand reaches up high. And we'll keep going. Find that left hand over the right. Right hand reaches up high. Reach that right hand towards the front of the room and place it over the left hand. Left hand rises. Bring that left hand over the right hand. One more time. Right hand reaches up tall. Reach it towards the front and bring it over the left hand. Left hand rises and bring it down to the ground. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Walk yourself to the front of the mat. Find your downward dog. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend knees. Walk forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly roll yourself up to stand. Arms reach up high. Exhale, cactus, draw those elbows out long. And find yourself rounded down, backs of hands towards each other. Draw yourself up to stand. Hands behind, clasp. Draw your palms down. Grab opposite elbows if that is better for you. Bend the knees. Find your forward fold. 2 full breaths here. If you need more into the backs of your legs, you can start to straighten your legs out more. But if you need to focus on the spine, on the upper body, allow yourself to bend as deeply as you need to here. Slowly starting to straighten that left leg. Tilt those hands over to the right. Open your chest up to the left. Exhale, release back to center. Start to straighten that right leg. Open yourself up to the right. And bring yourself back to center. Slowly draw those hands down to the ground. Unclasp. Find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant hands, step back to plank. Knees down. Lower down to the ground. Hands outside of the mat. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, left shoulder down. Inhale, up. Exhale, right shoulder. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, roll down to the ground. Hands outside of your chest and bring yourself up to seated position. We're gonna do a little bit of hip opening. So getting into our long poses. You will want your blanket beside you for all of this from here on out. So allow yourself to do that. First off, we'll do a fire log pose. So lean yourself, start to bend your left leg. Lean yourself onto the left side. And bring your right foot over top of your left knee. If that is too much, you can bring yourself simply to crisscross applesauce. So left leg is in front, it's still gonna be awesome. So if you're able to, you can just bring your right foot stacked over your left knee, and ideally your right knee is stacked over your left foot. So as you can see, I have a little gap here. If that gap continues, I will put this blanket here. So you can always fill the space with your prop. Root down into your sit bones. Draw yourself up tall. And start to hinge forward at the hips. Keep your back flat first. Just notice what you're feeling into your hips. You might notice that once you forward fold, you might be able to remove your prop and get a little bit deeper. Start to allow yourself to round that back forward. Maybe you allow your palms to open up towards the ceiling here. And maybe you need some supports, so you can allow yourself to just hold your head. Find what you need in this pose. We'll be here for 3 more full breaths. Just kidding. We're going to be here for now 3 more full breaths. Allow yourself to start to lengthen out your exhale in these longer holds. When we're in times of stress, when we're faced with something new, when we play a game, even our nervous system changes. We turn on, all of our vital organs are on and ready, and we need time to recharge. We need time to breathe, to digest what is going on. And one thing that you can always go to is your breath, even in the midst of stress. So know that if you need to, you can just breathe your exhale 2 counts more than your inhale. Just start there. Your heartbeat will start to slow down, and your nervous system will start to calm down. And you will be able to rejuvenate during this time. Start to stretch your hands out in front of you. And walk your hands over towards the left corner of your mat. Draw your right hip down and away from you. Breathing into the side of your right rib cage. Find that expansion. And exhale, release, release, release. 2 more breaths here. Let your head be heavy. Let your neck be long here. Slowly walk your hands to center and draw yourself up to seated. Hands behind you and allow yourself to unravel here. Draw your knees from side to side. Just a gentle little wiggle. And we'll go right into the other side, right side down. Shift into the right side and stack that left knee on top and start to shift back to center. So you'll notice that one side is different than the other. For me, I'll definitely use this prop in between my foot and knee. If this is too much, go for crisscross applesauce. Right leg is in front. Root down in the sit bones, grow tall, and start to hinge forward in the hips. Just notice what happens here. Notice where your sensations are. And when you're ready, you can start to round yourself down. Allow your neck to be long, spine long. Breathing, allow yourself to receive that love. Palms can face towards the ceiling, or if you need to, you can just support yourself with your hands. Of course, if you have blocks to allow your forehead to rest onto, please do so. Otherwise, we've got body parts. They're pretty awesome in supporting ourselves. So don't you worry. We're all in this together. Remembering to lengthen those exhales, imagining your shoulders melting towards the floor and breathing that heart space up towards the ceiling and clenching the jaw, unfurrowing the brow. Find that release with each exhale. And can you allow your hips, your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings to release here? A few more breaths. And start to draw your hands in front of you long. And walk them over towards the right corner of your mat. Draw that left hip away from you. Breathe into the left side of your body. Allow your head to be heavy. Slowly start to walk yourself back to center and draw yourself up to seated. Lean back, draw your hands behind you, unravel those legs, and shift those knees from side to side. And bring yourself back up to seated. We're gonna just prepare our blankets. If you haven't already, just roll it up into a nice little hot dog roll. It hopefully shouldn't be too bulky because it's going to go under our backs. So we want, this is probably like 4 inches diameter. And just know that if it is too much, you can always just unroll it slightly and have that smaller roll under your back. So here, I'm going to place this underneath my shoulders. So it should be my shoulders, my arms should be able to cactus or be brought to a T over this blanket. I can't really tell what visual you just saw there, but I'll also show you. And basically, we want this blanket to be under our heart space. So if you have any tenderness in the neck, I always suggest that you go into this by going sideways, propping yourself up as you go, and then rolling back onto your back. So I'm gonna shimmy my way so that this blanket is under my heart. I can feel my sternum lifting towards the ceiling. Arms out to a T if you have the space, otherwise cactus arms, palms face up. And then leg options. So if you need an extra hip opening, you can bring your soles of feet to touch, knees out wide. If you are not into that right now, feet, soles of feet down to the ground, knees knocked in. Or you can take good old Savasana legs. We're gonna stay here for a bit of time. So once again, allow yourself to move around. If something isn't serving you anymore, you do not need to stay there. This is your practice, your time. So as you get yourself situated in this pose, allow yourself to close your eyes if you can. Otherwise, let your gaze be heavy. Maybe you're gazing at the tops of your cheeks. And just do a gentle body scan from your toes, through your legs, your hips, your belly, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your hands. Find release in each of these body parts. And maybe you just notice what's going on. And that's okay. Just be curious with yourself. It's always nice when we can see ourselves without judgment, with only love. So imagine yourself doing that. And start to take a deep inhale, as deep as you can, filling into the rib cage, feeling that expansion on all sides. Breathing into the belly. Open mouth, sigh it all out. Inhale, fill as much as you can. Rib cage expands, belly expands. Open mouth, sigh it all out. One more time. Inhale. Find that expansion. And sigh it all out. And give yourself the ability to just be where you are right now. There's something that you need to feel right now. Allow yourself to feel it. This is the space for you, for what you need. And today we'll be closing in Savasana. Allow yourself to stay there as long as you need to. I bring my hands to heart center in gratitude for sharing this breath, this space, being present with you right here, right now. Thank you, and namaste.